this is analog voltmeter reading. So this receive single phase voltage, and between this is transformer with a capacity of 100 kilovolt. So any high voltage must be designed with thermostat what fans, so for protection purpose. For each 100 kilovolt, there must be a 5-meter clearance for a person which is going to operate. So a single person is not allowed to perform any activity or any laboratory in this lab. Why? Because if you are single, if there is hazard, you cannot what withstand. So this is fence. It has door. Then we have this is discharging rod for protection purpose. So here we have transformer that is for capacitor. Always capacitor is what? Energy storage device or dissipating device? Storage device.
Storage device, yeah.
So it's a store energy in which field? In electric field or in magnetic field? We have resistance, we have capacitor, we have inductor. Resistance always consume energy. They are dissipating in the form of I square R. If you are considered capacitive and inductive, both are circuit elements, both are storing energy, but they are storing in different forms. Magnetic field, inductor storing energy in magnetic field, whereas capacitor storing what? Electric field.
Yeah.
So electric field. So if you are connecting or if you are charging the capacitor, always store energy. So if you want to what? Enter to this lab, you have to discharge. So this is discharging rod. It has what? Discharging rod. So here we have from transformer. Transformer has primary and the secondary. So between the primary, the source and the primary of the transformer, we have auto transformer. So if you want to control DC source voltage, you need to use what? If you want to DC voltage, that's zero frequency.
Yeah.
But if you want to, for instance, if you have 200 voltage, but if your circuit requires 10 volt, how you can control your output voltage for DC source? You have to use this type of device. Resistance or rheostat, whatever resistance you have to use. So for AC voltage control mechanism, we have to use what? Auto transformer. Auto transformer. So auto transformer has just like two winding transformer. It has two terminals, primary and secondary. The primary is connected to the source, secondary is connected to the road side or to any connected earthmark. So if I consider this is circuit for source 220, which is single phase, here you have auto transformer. So this is what? Output of the secondary of transformer. So transformer secondary output voltage is 100 kilovolts. It will receive 220. So what is number of turn for this transformer? Input 220, output 1000 kilowatt. 100, sorry, 100.
100, yeah.
Kilowatt.
Yeah, kilowatt. The step up transformer.
The output.
So turn ratio is around. If you are dividing, always turn ratio is depend on the connection. Here it is step up transformer, so turn ratio is very less than 1. If you are dividing 220 to 100 kilowatt, you will have around 0. Primary 220, secondary
2.2?
which is this is milli.
Milli, yeah, in
Yeah,
milli.
if you are dividing with 1000, we will have 0.00. So this is turn ratio for the secondary. If you are receiving 1 kilowatt, the output will be what? 2.2. If the input 1 volt, output will be 2.2 kilowatt. 2.2 kilowatt. So here we are to observe corona effect. So corona is formed whenever the air between the two conductors is what? Ionized.
So, yeah.
Ionized. Under normal condition, we have what? Solid, liquid, and what? Gas state. So if you are comparing breakdown voltage for these three states, which one is greater? Solid, liquid, and gas. Liquid we can consider oil. Solid we can consider this insulator.
Yeah.
Gas we can consider air. Under normal condition, air is considered to be what? Perfect insulator. Perfect insulator.
Yeah.
So if you want to break down that air for 1 centimeter, distance between two air gap, we need to have 21 kilovolt, which is what? RMS value, or 30 volt, which is what? Peak value. If you want to have RMS value, you have to use multimeter or voltmeter. If you want to have peak value, you have to use what? Oscilloscope. So if you want to break down here, you have two rods. That is capacitor, charging capacitor or measuring capacitor.
The longer one?
Yeah, exactly. That's capacitor. This is transformer. From the secondary of transformer, we are connecting to capacitor. Then from the capacitor, we are connecting a test object. The test object. We need to this test object here. We are connecting test object. This is our circuit. Here you have resistance for limiting current. Here you have capacitor. We are connecting test object in parallel with what? Capacitor. So in that case, the voltage across test object is the same as voltage across capacitor. Why? Because we are connecting in parallel. So this circuit is receiving energy from secondary of transformer. So this meter will give us what? The output of the secondary transformer.
Yeah.
This meter will give us the internal voltage. The internal voltage. Plus auto transformer working principle is work on. It has primary, then it has secondary. That's secondary, we don't have circuit for this. Is input voltage, area of output voltage. So if this sliding point is at this point, label this point A, point B, point C. If the sliding point is at point A, the output voltage will be what? Zero. Why? Because the output voltage is given as R output to R input times the input voltage. So this is I think from elementary machine course. So the input voltage and the output voltage is related by the ratio of what? R output to R input. R input means from this side, R output from this side. If this sliding point at this point, the output resistance will be zero. So that means output voltage is zero. So the minimum output voltage for auto transformer is zero. The maximum will be is the same as what? The input voltage. Whenever this sliding point is at point C, input is the same as what? Output. This implies that this connection becomes what? Parallel. Or parallel connection, the voltage across the two elements is what? The same. So it may be what? If the winding is, if you have another winding above this point, the sliding point can go above what? Point C. So in that case, the output voltage will be what? Greater than the input voltage. So this point indicates the winding above what? This point. So if you are using tap change transformer, that's different tap change. So in that case, if this point is reached above this point, the input voltage, which is 220, may become 250 or it may be 300.
Increase.
Yeah, depending on the. So in that case, we are going to slide in this point means we are going to vary this. So this is auto transformer. So this is auto transformer. The input voltage from the source side become what? Input for the primary of auto transformer. Then the secondary of the auto transformer is connected to primary of what? Transformer. The secondary of the transformer is connected to capacitor. Then in parallel with capacitor we have what? The test object. For this laboratory we are going to use what? The air gap. So the air gap is what? Between what? The two rods. If you are observed from that side, you can have what? Two rods. This side face. To the left side we have what? We have what? Neutral. So corona is formed between line to line voltage or between line to neutral voltage. That's formed from single phase or formed from three phase. Whenever we want to observe corona effect. So we have two types of voltage, descriptive and visualized descriptive voltage and what? Destructive. Which one is greater? Destructive or visualized? Destructive. Whenever destructive means whenever corona starts forming. Yeah. So in that case we are hearing only the sound. So whenever you are destructive, all the air around the conductor will be ionized and it's converted to conductor. So in that case we are observing what types of color? The sound is ceasing the sound. The color is violet. Then after the corona is completely formed, we can observe the visualization. So in that case, I think the distance between the rod is different from 1 centimeter. So the breakdown voltage may be rise above 21 or it may be rise above 30 voltage. So here we have two rods. Inside this range we have two rods. One is around 1.5 centimeter, the other is around 1 centimeter. So for the first test, we are expecting above 21 kilovolt. For the second, around 25. So whenever this corona is formed, the air become what? Ionized. So corona has advantage or disadvantage? That's advantage and disadvantage. So the disadvantage is what? There is loss. So to minimize that corona effect, what are the methods? To minimize the corona effect. Huh? Increasing the diameter of what?
The distance.
Increasing the distance between the conductor, increasing the diameter of conductor, and also minimizing the operating voltage. If you are minimizing the operating voltage, this implies that we are minimizing what? The breakdown voltage for the air. So using these three methods, we can minimize corona effects. So it will be bad. Whenever corona means what? It will interfere with what? What is the disadvantage of corona? Power loss. The other disadvantage is what? Disturbance is what? Okay. So either you have to increase the distance between the conductor, either you have to increase the diameter, bundle, yeah, or you can minimize or reduce the operating voltage. So this is controlling Dix. So we have to operate. We have to have what? Okay. So this we can open it. This is primary. This is secondary. Here we are measuring the voltage around what? 200?
250.
No, 50, see.
Around 200.
Around 200 point something?
35.
35.
Yeah. The longest represent 10 volt, whereas used to represent 5 voltage. So this is the incoming voltage from the source side. So this is become input for primary of auto transformer. So here, this is a measurement of what? Secondary of transformer. Secondary of transformer. So this, the tap changing or the sliding point is at which point? Under this scenario.
At secondary.
At point A or at point C or at point B?
B.
No, at point B. If it is at point B, there must be a voltmeter reading. So this output voltage is equal to 0 means the sliding point is at point A. There is no any output voltage. There is no any input voltage for the capacitor, or there is no any input voltage for this object. So let's open the door. What's his name?
OD.
But you open the door. Or check. No, this one is. Yeah. Yes, open it. No, nothing. Let me check. Open. Leave it. It will not allow. There is a sensor with this cable.
Okay.
So we cannot operate under open door.
Okay.
So all you have to make, you have to check for the door closed or open. So now close it. Yeah. Okay. It will allow us. If you are leaving the door open, you cannot open it. First you have to check for the door. Then you can start.
This is for the protection.
Yeah, exactly. If somebody is inside, if you are closing, you can open it.
After closing.
Yeah. So now it is what? This is 0.5, this is 1. So if you are making 0.5, here you have to multiply each division by 0.5. If you are making one, for instance, if this is what? Put with the reading. This is 10, this is 20, 25,
50.
which is 0.5 means it is what? 12.5.
12.5.
If you are making this to 1, exactly, it is above 10, below 15, which is 12.5. So we are using one division. This is current reading. We are using high voltage, we have either high current or high voltage. So high voltage is required for insulator test. Here, if you are observing, here we have this cable. This is, I think, this cable. What about this? Conductor. What about this single conductor with insulation? single conductor with insulation. Single conductor with insulation. Conductor, the copper wire. Cable, the hole. Single conductor with insulation. Wire. We have cable, wire, and a conductor.
Yeah.
Conductor is the conductive or the copper wire or aluminum wire. The wire is what? Single conductor with insulation. Cable means more than 2 wires with a single insulation. So this is called sheath insulation. This is called insulation. This is called conductor. Now if you want to test for insulation of these materials, you have to make what? You have to use high voltage. So we have either high voltage and high current. High current we need for what? Circuit breaker. If you want to test for circuit breaker, you have to circuit breaker detect current or voltage?
Current.
Detect current. If you are considering fuse, detect also what? Current. Overload the relay, detect current. So high voltage we need for what? Insulator. If you want to check for the insulation property of this conductor, we are going to use what? High voltage. So we are connecting these two phase, this with neutral, then we have supply single phase voltage, then we are observed for 5 minutes with 3.5 kilovolts. If there is no any insulation failure, this will be what? Pass and it will be what? Installed outside of the house. So this insulator, plus we can use for this neon. For this we can use, this is what? Insulator. Which type of insulator? Pin type, suspension type? Which type of insulator? Yes. Pin type. Pin type. So this is also insulator. If you want to test this, we need to have what? High voltage. For instance, this is installed outside. So if there is a ray, there is what? There may be what? Lightning. The lightning will strike for a short period of time, it will go. So in that case, you have to check why. Because this is installed outside. There is sun, there is rain. It must withstand these all conditions. So we have air around this. So the air will break down at which voltage, we don't know. Why? Because it has not any specified distance. So for this we are going to check. So here we are what? At what? 12 voltage. Let's increase the input voltage. We are at 10 volt. There is no any what? Sound. This is 15 volt. This is 20 volts. Still the current is what? Zero. Current zero means what? The insulator is what? Perfect insulator means it acts as open circuit or short circuit. Perfect insulator means open circuit. So under open circuit the current will be what? Zero. Voltage will be the input voltage. The input voltage. So here we have voltage, there is no current. Why? Because the insulator is the edge acts as what? Perfect conductor. Let's increase the input voltage. Now we are hearing what? The sound. But the current starts forming. Still the current is zero. We have voltage which is what? Around 25 volts. Now if you are increasing the voltage to what? Breakdown of the air, the ammeter will start what? Start reading. Why? Because the air is become what? Conductor. Now there is ammeter is reading, the voltage is what?
Is it current flowing right now?
Exactly, current flow. Here we have current observing. The voltage even at after corona formation, the voltage will decline. Why?
Current will be increasing.
Yeah.
At that point, loss will be.
Corona formation, the input voltage will be 25. After corona formation, the voltage will decline to 20 kilovolts. Why this will happen?
Because current is increasing.
Before corona formation, the air was what? Inside. After corona is formed, the air become what? Conductor. So that case, the current is what? Circulate, there is voltage drop in the procedure that. Plus is the this go up, somewhere it will work. But why? Why this class? Why this current work?
Corona will be discharged.
The distance between the road the existing voltage cannot break down the air above that. Plus the air above that point will become what temperature. ከታች ያለው ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? ኮንዳክተር ነው። እዛ ጋር ይታችሁ
Yeah.
distance between the two of the distance the existing voltage cannot what? Break down the air between these two.
So where is Corona here now? Corona. Yeah.
Corona. The line.
በሽታው አለ ኮሮና በሽታው ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄን ሰዓቱን እየለበሰ ስለሆነ እዚህ ተፈርሞ እንደነገር እዚህ ተፈርሞ እሱ እንኳን እዚህ ነው የሚለው አንተ ስራ
Yeah, I'm here.
ቤት አገኘ
No, I'm in Bole right now.
ቦሌ
Yeah.
ተከራይ ነበር
We done, yeah?
No, we are left with one more experiment.
Okay.
If we discharge it, this is discharging it.
Okay.
discharge መሆኑ እንዴት ነው የሚታወቀው?
Mm.
ለካነካስ ነው።
If there is some disturbance, you will get it. You will not. You are afraid now.
So if you are comparing the distance between this road and distance between this road,
Yeah.
distance between this road is greater than this road. So the operating voltage for this road and this road is what? So the same procedure, but we are checking for different distance. እዚህ ጋር መቀነስ ስለማንችል ነው ስፔር ጋር ላይ ነው ያለው። This is the same. Here you have what? Phase. This is what?
Neutral.
Ground. This is capacitor, measuring capacitor. This is transformer. ስለዚህ ይህን ጠቀማል ከትራንስፎርመሮቹ ማየት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። ትራንስፎርመር ነው።
This is the secondary. This is the input one. Yeah. Amazing. Very amazing.
ማስተር discharge.
Yeah. Try to close.
እኛ ስንማር 25 ነበር የምትለው ድሮ ማለት ነው። ቅርብ ጊዜ ነው የጨረሱት። ሲንግ እንዴት አለ?
እየሰደበ ምን እያለ እሱ ያስተማሪ ነገር ነው። ንጽህናቸው
እየደገመች እኔ እንደዚህ ነው የሚሉት። ላኪ ስራ
15 ቮልት 20 ቮልት ሰራ አይደለ? አሁን ይሄ በቃ ይጨርሰዋል። ለምን the air between the two rods is what? More compared to the air between. So whenever the program starts, the meter will give reading, what meter will work. So here you are.
So what is the difference between the first one and this one right now?
Only the distance between the two rods.
The distance.
The distance between the phase and the neutral will be more for this if you are comparing with the first one. Only difference between.
So if the If the distance is like small,
break down voltage in many readings.
okay.
If you are increase the distance between the two rods,
Yeah.
the operating voltage will be increased. The only difference is for to take the distance between the two.
We hear all this from Dr. Getachew. You remember, right? Yeah. Dr. Getachew Guru.
Yeah.
He told us all these things. I remember.
This high voltage
Yeah.
laboratory. የምን
አሳይመንት ፕሬዘንቴሽን የለም ከሰላሳ
ብንጽፍ ደስ ይለናል።
እንደዚህ ነው የሚያደርግ
ይሄ ብንጽፍ ግን አሪፍ ነበር።
No laughing. This is serious, man.